Got up in the morning, we go out, you know, and I mean, there's elk bugling everywhere. It was perfect.
As soon as we got out of the truck, we heard a couple bugle. So we're gonna back off, maybe put a stalk. As long as he keeps stalking, if we really take our time, we might be able to get in. It's a tough deal right now, but we're hearing them anyway. That's the good news.
The only thing we was fighting against that day was the wind was wrong for us. We were trying to stay ahead of them so they wouldn't catch our scent. We're not saying a word. We're not calling. We're not doing anything. We're just trying to keep up with these elk.
I don't know either. He's right there.
We come around the corner, right there he is, finally, and it's going to happen. And I threw my rifle up, you know, and then the safety went off, you know, and he turned around and looked at us. And Ed says, oh, he says, that's a 5x5. He said, that's a young bull. I go, I don't need to do better than that. Oh, heart was going. I wanted to shoot something bad, you know.
He ain't real big. Bigger than anything we got. It's just a 5x5.
And Ed says, we can do better than that.
114 yards. Wrong bull.
The bulls are on the move today, so as they let one walk off, another begins to bugle. And Ed tells Bob that it sounds like something they ought to take a look at.
We got another one right here. There's another one down here.
I heard this other bull digging down through the trees, and Bob said, no, that's the same bull. And I argued with him. I said, no, it's not. Let's go take a look.
That's a different one. That's a different one. That's not him.
And this one sounded like he was a growly old bull, so we started after him, you know.
It's a different bull. Think so? Yeah. Unless he made an awful quick circle. Went around that way.
And we're cow calling a little bit now till when we come around the corner, and right there he is, right there behind them trees.
That's a big bull right there. That's a big bull.
He was going back to his bedding area. It was about 300 yards out, I guess. Oh man, what a fantastic elk. I mean, that's what people go to bed and dream about, elk like that, you know?
Turned out to be a massive bull, and he was walking right straight away from us. So I started cow calling to him, and he immediately turned around and turned broadside and looked at us.
That's a good one right there. And I got my rifle up on my shooting stick, flipped the safety off. That's the one we was looking for. There was no asking, is he big enough or not big enough? And he turned, not completely, but he turned. Let him give me the right shot that I wanted to. Okay, here we go. I'm thinking I got this elk hit, but I didn't see the impact in the scope.
I think we smacked him. You smacked him. I told you that was a different bull. You're right. I was wrong. I thought it was the same bull.
But one thing that was sticking in the back of my mind is I didn't see the impact. When all I had to do, take an extra breath and squeeze the trigger.
We're going to sit right here and we're going to give him about 15 minutes before we even start tracking. Let him lay down right there.
You might say, was I excited? And people always ask me that. Well, right there's proof of it.
We were so confident that he hit this elk that we were doing the rain dance.
Right there in them trees. Yeah, let's walk over and just pick up the blood trail, and then we'll stand back and wait. I don't think he went far. Right there, that's where he was. Just stand right here. Let's slow down a little. See if I can pick up a blood trail. It's right up next to this tree, I think, wasn't he? Yeah, he went off kind of to the left here a little bit.
We got down there and we tracked and looked and looked and tracked, and we never found any sign, no drop of blood, nothing.
Let's slow down now, let's slow down. I thought he was up a little bit further. Yeah, probably was, but let me just work this out.
We went down through there, no blood, nothing. I mean, we looked and we looked, but one thing that was sticking in the back of my mind is I didn't see the impact, so I'd missed him.
Bob missed this bull. In all the years that Bob's been hunting with me, that's the first time I've ever seen him miss.
It's a big country right here. He was right here when I shot him, so.
I took a GPS reading where it hit him, you know, I put a hanky in the tree.
Okay, I got it marked. That means I can always come back right there.
And that'll tell you, even as experienced as Bob is, out here in the real world, every now and again, it happens.
If you haven't missed, you haven't hunted. At least it does not appear that the bull was wounded. But the hunt is still young, and both Bob and Ed are optimistic about tomorrow. It's another dawn. The thought of the miss is still fresh, but it makes Bob only more determined to do a better job on this new day.
Well, we get up in the morning, same time, 4 o'clock, you know, we're getting about 5 hours worth of sleep, but we're gonna go out and give it a shot.
This morning, we got out, decided to let out a bugle, and we did, and lo and behold, we got an answer.
He ain't real fired up. It's like a turkey, you know. He just gobbles once in a while, just let you know he's still in the woods. I don't think he's gonna walk across that open.
You guys can understand from, you know, you hunting turkeys all the time in the big woods, and I mean, it's fun to hunt turkeys when they talk to you. You know, you talk, they talk, you know, and the next morning you get up and the same thing, and then all of a sudden they shut down, you know, and you go, what happened? Well, that's what happened here. The elk shut down, and it's big country. Where do you go? Where do you look? So the strategy is stay out there and hunt.
I think we need to move, keep moving on him. Not closer, just go off the sides if we can. Right there, Ed. Right in front of you.
Now we're getting a little more aggressive. Some people might say we was probably over aggressive, but he was getting excited. He started to bugle.
I don't know if we need to move one way or another, Ed. I'm gonna walk over there, or you stay there. I'm gonna go over there and call.
So we put together a hasty ambush, and Bob went down range there about 150 yards, and I went down about 100, and we're about 50 yards apart.
So we're walking and calling, and we split up even more. And Ed's got 4 or 5 calls around his neck. I've got 2 calls around my neck, and I'm calling this way and I'm calling this way, and he's doing the same thing.
Bob was doing some calling, and I was doing some hyper hot cow calling, and a little bugle every once in a while just to keep him interested.
Well, one thing about hunting this area right here, I mean, if they don't talk to you, chances of just walking through and bumping ones is almost slim to nothing. So you're relying on the elk to talk to you.
I can't see him there, no.
Just getting ready to call to him again, and he bugled one more time.
I see him, right there. Right there he is, between the trees.
And all of a sudden we get a glimpse of him about 500 yards out. Oh God, there he is, right there. I mean, he's coming this way.
I got him right there. Let him come a little closer.
I kept glassing and glassing through this tree I was behind, and finally I saw his horn tips coming, and I knew we were on him.
Ed said, well, if you come from there, that's the park. We can't hunt there. I said, well, how far? He said, see that fence line? He goes, yeah. He said, that's the park boundary right there.
Hunting can come down to lines on a map, and this is one of those occasions. This bull has to cross over to Bob's side of the line before he can try a shot.
You know, what's unique about this particular area, besides the area that, you know, we're hunting on, is we're right up against the park. So, I mean, they come in here and they take, you know, 5 or 6, 7 bulls out of here. No matter what they take, there's always elk in the park that's going to replenish what they've just taken off. That's a big plus.
300 yards right there. Yeah, I'll weigh him out.
I bugle, Ed calls, you know, and he's getting more excited, and then you can see his tongue coming out, you know, and he's licking himself off, and he walks right up to the fence. And I go, oh man, please jump the fence. He's gonna walk up to the fence, he's really gonna rub my nose into it, and he's gonna turn around and walk away. I don't care at this point, I'm having too much fun.
We got on this bull, and he was pretty clear in the open there, coming out of the park, all the way up to the boundary line on the ranch fence there.
You know, and as he starts getting closer to the fence, I said, okay, I gotta stop calling and just let Ed call, because he kept looking down toward Ed. Ed's talking to him too. I got the shakes. I mean, I'm so much into this right now. Finally gets up to next to the fence, you know, I could shoot him right there, you know, and the wire's in the way, and I go, yeah, but he's still got to jump the fence, you know. You gotta come across that fence. I don't know if he's gonna come across the fence or not. All of a sudden, he's getting closer. He puts his head down and he takes a few steps, and all of a sudden he turns. No effort at all. I mean, it was like he stepped over it. Boop. Over he goes. Dang, here he comes. He's coming over the fence. But he's on our side now. He's a legal bull.
He jumped the fence there, came right on into the ranch looking for those cows that he thought he was hearing.
We went over that fence, had to move my tripod once, and then he's moving again, and moved my tripod. Now he's like 70 yards. There he is. He's legal now. He's on this side of that fence. I was trying to get a little more broadside, you know, but that shoulder was right there. That should be a good shot right there. He's got to come out behind that tree right there. Oh, I got to turn the scope back. Bam! I mean, you could hear the impact. Whack! Mr. Ed.
There was plenty of excitement going around after Bob got this bull, and the rest is history.
We sucked him a long ways away. The only bugle we've heard. And we kept playing him. We split up just like turkeys. Ed was over there calling, I'm calling over here, and he just couldn't resist it. I tell you what, I've shot bigger elk. That was the most exciting elk hunt I think I've ever been on. Let's go look at him. If you had to write a script on a hunt, you got the park, you got the fence, the anticipation, lots of anticipation. Is he gonna cross the fence? Is he gonna continue to bugle? Is he gonna come over on our side? Not only was it an exciting hunt, but it was absolutely gorgeous.
I knew you hit him good the first time because I was looking at him through the binoculars, and I was still trying to call and look, and I saw the impact hit him, and he took it. I knew he wasn't going anywhere. You know, he missed this first bull, and we made up for that this morning.
My grandsons have an elk on their wall in their bedroom.